Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on ranking and ordering brought to you by TalentSprint. And as you all are aware, this session is meant to prep you up for the upcoming IBPS PO preliminary examination, where questions on ranking and ordering and puzzles around that are common. I would not say we can definitely expect a question, but you may find one. So it's good to be prepared and know the smart methods of answering such questions. But otherwise, I hope your preparation is going good. We have been releasing a lot of videos on our YouTube channel on a daily basis. So please follow the channel, subscribe to it, and go through this rich content library that we have made available for all of you. And also be a part of such live sessions. I'm sure it's going to boost your confidence. While the questions that we solve sometimes may appear to be simpler, but the idea is to touch upon the concepts and understand the method. And in your practice, you should take up more and more complex questions, right? So with that context, let's start the discussion for today. I will present the question to you all, give you some time to try it out, and then take it up for discussion, right? And it will be great if you can post about your preparation. How good is your preparation for the IBPS PO exam in the comments there, so that we can also have discussion around that. And if there's anything that I can recommend or suggest, I would be able to do that based on your feedback or based on your comments. So please feel free to keep posting your comments. And the first question on your screens is here. Look at what it says. It says, study the following information and answer the questions that follow. There are a certain number of persons sitting in a row facing north. Andrea sits fourth to the right of Aradhana. 5 persons sit between Andrea and Ali. Alma sits at one of the positions left to Aradhana. The number of persons sitting between Andrea and Adhya are same as between Aradhana and Alma. Asika is second from one of the extreme ends. 4 persons sit between Aradhana and Adhya. No one sits to the right of Ashita, who is to the immediate right of Asita. Ali is third to the left of Asita. Not more than 2 persons sit between Asika and Adhya. Now, what would you do immediately in the exam? If I am writing the exam, I would skip this. I would go to the next question, find out if there are easier ones, solve those, and then come back. All right. So maybe let's do the same thing in the session today as well, right? I have looked at the question. I, of course, don't have to read the entire question. There I would know that there's a puzzle with 5 questions. Let me solve the other ones first. So the idea is to understand the fact that the best way to solve puzzles is to skip them, right? Skip these puzzles. Skip for that moment. Move on, solve the easier ones, solve the questions where there is a definite method, and then come back. So let's follow the same in today's session as well. I'm going to skip this, move to the next one to see if there are any easier questions available, right? And then come back to this one, right? So here we go. The next question on your screens now. So this is like what we really do in the exam, right? Look at this. So this time it says 6 boxes A, B, C, D, E and F are in different weights, but not necessarily in the same order. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A. Box F is lighter than C and D, and so on. Now, by reading the first 2 statements of this question, I know that I can crack it. It's a simple puzzle where we have 6 boxes of different weights, right? And it's easier to solve such questions, right? There's no other attribute. If you see, all we need to do is arrange these 6 boxes in terms of their weights there, either in increasing order or decreasing order, heaviest to lightest or lightest to heaviest. So I would definitely attempt it. While this also is a form of puzzle, it's much simpler than what we had seen earlier, right? So let's quickly solve this one. Here we go. Read the question, and then maybe spend about 2 minutes to answer the 3 questions given below. Quick. Done. Sugita has already done this, waiting for more responses. Alright guys, this is what you have in the exam to get 3 marks, right? This much time is more than enough to crack the given question, and I think a few of you have already solved this, so let's quickly take this up for discussion. Now, what does it say? There are 6 boxes A, B, C, D, E and F, and they are in different weights but not necessarily in the same order. So basically 6 boxes of different weights have to be arranged in a particular order. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A. And now there are like clues given to us. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A. Box F is lighter than C and D. Box D is not the heaviest one. Box B is lighter than F but heavier than E, and so on. Right? The second heaviest box is 119 kgs and the second lightest box is 56 kgs. Now, so basically we need to arrange 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's say we are doing it in ascending order, which means this is the lightest box. Right? The one here is the lightest, and the one here is the heaviest. Alright, this is the sequence, lightest to heaviest. Now look at the points given to us. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A. Now A is very easy to fix here. Only 2 boxes are lighter than A, so obviously A has to come here. There are 2 boxes lighter than A. The other 3 boxes are heavier than A, right? See, lightest, lighter, lighter, heavier, heavier, heaviest. That's the sequence. So 2 are lighter than A. There are 2 boxes which comes before A. Box F is lighter than C and D. Box F is lighter than C and D. Now, can you exactly place F, C and D in the sequence here? No. But I can understand that F is going to be lighter than C and D. Right? F is going to be lighter than C and D. Next, box D is not the heaviest one. Box D is not the heaviest one. See, if you go back to the previous point, it said box F is lighter than C and D. Now there are 2 possible results here. It could be F less than C less than D, or F less than D less than C. All we know is F is lighter than C and D, but between C and D, what is the sequence is not known to us. It could be C less than D or D less than C. But then you read the next statement, it says box D is not the heaviest. D is not the heaviest. If D is not the heaviest, can it be heavier than C? It can still be heavier than C. Yeah. So it kind of gives us 2 possibilities. Either F less than C less than D, or F less than D less than C. Some of you may assume that this can be eliminated. First one can be eliminated because D is not the heaviest, but it's not confirmed whether D is heaviest by this. There could be one more box coming after D here, right? So keep in mind that D is not the heaviest, which means D cannot come in this position. D cannot come in the last position. Next point, box B is lighter than F but heavier than E. B is lighter than F. B is lighter than F but heavier than E. B is heavier than E. So B comes between F and E. Lighter than F but heavier than E. So this is another point that we know, right? Another point that we know. The second heaviest box is 119 kgs and the second lightest box is 56 kgs. Which is second lightest? This is second lightest. This is 56 kgs. Second heaviest is 119. This is heaviest. Here is second heaviest. So that's the information we have. We have read all the points. We have marked A, we have put 56 and 119, and then we have these points available with us, right? Now, how many more boxes have to be placed? 5 more boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you exclude A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have to be placed. Now, the simple observation here is we already know the sequence between E, B, F. It is E less than B less than F, right? So if you just put F here, what happens after F? There are only 2 boxes, C and D. So it will be F less than C less than D, or F less than D less than C. We know that there are 2 possibilities. And there are 5 positions available. So what are the possibilities? E, B, F, C, D, or E, B, F, D, C. Now if you see, as it is, we can just pick it up. EBFCD and put it here, EBFCD. See, B is less than F does not mean that there cannot be anything between B and F. There can be more number of boxes between B and F. So don't get confused that this should be the exact sequence. There can be more boxes coming in between. Are you able to follow? It is not compulsory that B and F should be together, have to be consecutive. No, B and F need not be consecutive. So you can simply take EBFCD and place it here, EBFCD. But the challenge there is D comes in the last position, which is not allowed. So this is wrong. Meaning the correct sequence should be E less than B less than F less than D and less than C. You have understood the point. There were two possibilities depending on the positions of C and D. It's done. So now fix it E, B. Don't assume that F would come here, so there's a clash. F comes here. D and C. The point I'm trying to make is all the given statements still hold true. Only two boxes are lighter than A? Yes, only two boxes are lighter than A. Box F is lighter than C and D? Yes, F is lighter than C and D. D is not the heaviest? Yes, D is not the heaviest. Box B is lighter than F? Yes, B is lighter than F. But heavier than E? Yes, B is heavier than E. Second lightest is 56, second heaviest is 119. Everything is satisfied in the sequence. Now answer the questions. How many boxes are heavier than F? How many are heavier than F? Only two are heavier than F, D and C. So this should be the answer. B plus A is 120. B plus A is 120. If B plus A is 120, B is already 56 we know. So A should be 64. Right? 56 plus 64 is 120. D plus F is 200. D plus F is 200. So if this is 119, F should be 200 minus 119, which is 81. Right? Then what is the sum of A and F? Sum of A and F. Add A and F, 64 plus 81, which is 145. Option C would be the answer. Right? Last one. If box G is exactly between D and B. Now G is the new box. G was not available so far. Right? We had A, B, C, D, E, F. Now G comes. G lies exactly between D and B. Exactly between D and B. Then what will be the possible weight of G? See, if D has to come exactly between B and D, if G has to come between B and D, where would it come? It would come here in this position. Exactly between B and D. G will take this position. Right? So B, A, G, F, D. So in that case, G's weight should be what? It should be, G should be greater than 64 and less than 81. Look at the options. Greater than 64, less than 81. It should be greater than 64 and less than 81. Is there something wrong? Box G is exactly between D and B. Exactly between D and B. Alright. Then what will be the possible weight of G? G should be between 64 and 81, right? Let me just check my calculations. It said B plus A is 120. Yes. F plus D is 200. Yes. I don't think there's any option which is between 64 and 81, right? This is wrong, and wrong. Yeah. Look like there is an error here. Answer should be none of these. In fact, now I realize that answer cannot be determined to this question. Why? While solving this question, we have used the information given in the previous question, which is not allowed. See, how do we know A and F are 64 and 81? We got to know A and F are 64 and 81 respectively from question number 2. But the general rule is that never use the information given in one question to solve another question. So I cannot conclude that A and F are 64 and 81. Yeah, sorry. So I think by that logic, I will be able to get the answer now. I'm sorry. I was thinking too much. Wrong solution. Let me correct it quickly. Answer is there. Answer is available. I should forget that A and F are 64 and 81. All that is not required. I should forget the information given in the previous question. Box G is between D and B, and we already know the weights of D and B, 56 and 119. So it should be between 56 and 119. That's so stupid of me. 56 and 190. Yeah. So 56 and 119. Which option is between 56 and 119? I think option A, 60 kgs. Alright, so a simple one, yet I think I kind of made it complex by considering the values given earlier. But lucky me that none of the options satisfied, and so I got the idea. In exam, if one of those options are like in the range of 64 and 81, I would have marked the answer and lose that precious 1 mark and negative marking of 0.25. Practice. More practice, but more attention is very much required. Yeah. So important point to be noted is not to use the information given in one question while solving or answering the other question. Should we quickly take one more of this type and then jump to the puzzle that we had seen earlier? Or maybe skip that for good. Why do we have to solve that puzzle at all? Okay, I think now let's take another question which has got two attributes, right? In the one that we have solved so far, there was only one parameter, which is the weight. Now we have got two parameters or two attributes. Here we go. See what it says. Study the following information given below and answer the questions that follow. Each student, Anglo, Rustam, Shavan, Srisha and Palak, took different length of shots and has different heights. Rustam's shot longer than Palak and Srisha, but taller than Anglo. Rustam has not shot the highest among them, but is tallest among them. Yeah, either Anglo shot the longest and Palak is the shortest, or Shavan shot the longest and Palak is in the middle of Shavan and Srisha in heights. So I think that's the information given to us about students: Anglo, Rustam, Shavan, Srisha and Palak. 5 students. And this is followed by a few questions here. 1, 2, 3. I think 3 questions. Yeah. So for you to be able to answer those 3 questions, you need to first understand the given data. So work on the data there. Work on the data and then we will look at the questions. Try it out. 2 things: you have to arrange these 5 persons, one in the order of their heights. Let me quickly give you a context to this. 5 friends, arrange them in the order of their heights and arrange them in the order of their length of the shots, right? Each one has taken a shot. So let's say they're throwing a ball. So how long did it go is the parameter there. Okay, so height and length both have to be mapped for these 5 guys, right? Here's the question. Try it. I hope all of you are trying it out. We'll quickly look at the questions. Are you guys trying this out? Alright, I think enough time has been given to analyze the given 4 points. You may not get the complete arrangement out of it because there's a lot of missing information. The questions would complete that missing part. But then you need to have that framework before we proceed with the questions. So let me quickly analyze the given points and then look at the questions, right? Here we go. So look at what it says. Each student, Anglo, Rustam, Chavan, Srisha and Palak. So let's say A, R, C, S and P. All are different letters, right? Took different length of shots and has different heights, right? So each student has a different height and each of them took a different length of shot. So there are two things that we are going to arrange them on. One is the height of each of them and the, let's say, length of the shot, right? The shot length, height and the shot length. And how many of them are there? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for height and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for length as well. Okay, look at this. Second point, Rustam shot longer than Palak and Srisha. Rustam shot longer than Palak and Srisha. So it's about short length basically, right? It's about short length. So what does it say? Rustam shot longer than Palak and Srisha, but taller than Anglo. So in terms of short length, what do we know is, what we know here is Rustam is longer than Palak and Srisha. So Palak and Srisha are shorter than Rustam. But in terms of height, Rustam is taller than Anglo. In terms of height, Rustam is taller than Anglo, or Anglo is shorter than Rustam. So I'm going to write kind of height based inequations on top, length based inequations at the bottom, so that we don't mix up these two, right? So Rustam is taller than Anglo, but Rustam shot longer than Palak and Srisha both. Now between Palak and Srisha again, we do not know the sequence, right? Next point, Rustam has not shot the highest. Meaning in terms of short length, Rustam cannot come here. This is ascending order, let's say. Ascending order, right? Shortest to tallest, smallest to longest, right? So Rustam has not shot the highest, meaning Rustam cannot come in this position. Rustam cannot come here. Among them, Rustam has not shot the highest among them, but he is the tallest among them. Rustam is the tallest. If Rustam is tallest, he has to come here. You're getting it? Rustam has not shot the highest, so Rustam cannot take the last position, the highest position in terms of length, but he is the tallest, so he definitely comes here. And it's the moment you place Rustam in this position, this becomes useless. What does that statement say? Anglo is shorter than Rustam. Of course, if Rustam is tallest, everybody else is going to be shorter than Rustam. You're getting it? So there is a redundant information given to us. It helps us in no way. Rustam is taller than Anglo, and then he says Rustam is tallest. So why do I need to know Rustam is taller than Anglo? When he's tallest, he's obviously taller than everybody else. So I think that point is useless now. It is not useful anymore because Anglo anyway is going to come before Rustam. Next, either Anglo is shot the longest and Palak is the shortest, or Chavan shot the longest and Palak is in the middle of Chavan and Srisha in heights. Now comes the important part. There are two possibilities given to us. Either Anglo shot the longest, meaning either Anglo is the longest, Anglo comes here. In which case Palak is the shortest, so Palak would come here in place of height. Or Chavan shot the longest, Chavan comes here, and Palak is in the middle of Chavan and Srisha in heights. In terms of height, Palak will be in the middle of Chavan and Srisha. So to accommodate the two possibilities, let me just quickly duplicate whatever we have done so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions here. We know Rustam cannot come here, and what we know is Rustam comes here in terms of height. Now take the two possibilities. This is case number 1, let's say, and here is case number 2. What does it say? Either Anglo shot the longest. Anglo shot the longest. So Anglo shot the longest. And Palak is the shortest. Palak is the shortest. So Palak comes here. Remember, shortest indicates height. Anglo shot longest and Palak is the shortest. Palak is shortest does not mean that Palak has done the smallest length here. Palak comes here in terms of height. Or if this is not the case, then Chavan shot the longest. Chavan will come here. He shot the longest, right? And Palak is in the middle of Chavan and Srisha in heights. In terms of heights, Palak will be the middle of Chavan and Srisha. So it is something like this. In terms of height here, Palak should be in the middle of Chavan and Srisha. So Palak is either less than Chavan, more than Srisha, or Palak is less than Srisha and more than Chavan. You're getting the point? Just to avoid the confusion, let me write it neatly here. Palak is it between Chavan and Srisha. So either this or this. Palak anyways is in the middle of Shravan and Srisha. It could be either ways, Srisha, Palak, Shravan, or Shravan, Palak, Srisha. This is for case number 2. This is the height parameter, right? We're talking about height. Now what exactly would come here, SPC or CPS, we do not know. And again, will it come in the sequence or will they jump positions? That also is not clear to us. So I think this is all we can extract from the given data. 5 students, 2 different attributes, height and length, right? We know Rustam is longer than Palak. Achha, Rustam short longer than Palak. Oh, by the way, this point also has to be accommodated. P and S less than R. We know that Rustam shot longer than Palak and Srisha. So for both the options, both the possibilities, this holds true. P and S will be less than R. Here P and S will be less than R. Here also P and S are going to be less than R. Okay. And only in case number 2, either it will be SPC or CPS for the height. Then next point said Rustam did not shoot the highest, but he is the tallest. So we have fixed accordingly. And then 2 possibilities were given in point number 4. Now let's look at the given questions. Look at the question. Who amongst them is at the middle position height wise if Anglo is shortest among all? So see, this if conditions will be given to you, which will complete the missing information, right? So it says who among them is in the middle position height wise. There are 2 things, right? Height wise and short wise. So in terms of height, who is in the middle position if Anglo is shortest? If Anglo is shortest. So for the sake of question number 1, let me just change the color of the marker so that we don't confuse what is fixed with what is variable. If Anglo is shortest, if Anglo is shortest among all, Anglo is shortest. So if Anglo is shortest, where would he come? See, Anglo is shortest meaning case number 1 is ruled out, because in case number 1, Palak is shortest. So Anglo is shortest meaning Anglo would come here. If Anglo comes here, then the question is who amongst them will be in the middle position height wise. Now the point is, if Anglo is shortest, there are only 3 places available. The middle position is this. What will be the sequence of these 3? Either it will be SPC or CPS. Either SPC or CPS. In either case, P will be in the middle, right? This can be S or C or S. You're able to follow? Anglo is the shortest. So it's obvious that Palak will come in the middle. She will be encompassed between Srisha and Shravan either ways. But Palak is in the middle. So answer should be Palak. Yes or no? Answer has to be Palak. You cannot say data is inadequate. Data is sufficient because one case gets ruled out. The moment you say Anglo is shortest, case number 1 gets ruled out because in case 1 we have Palak as shortest. Anglo shortest here. There are 2 sequences possible, SPC or CPS. In both the cases we find Palak in the middle. Yep. Look at question number 2 now. So when I go to question number 2, I have to forget about information given in question 1. So I'll just erase all this. All that is in red is the information in question number 1. We have to forget about that, right? Very, very important. Otherwise, we may commit mistakes. Now, next question. If Shravan is taller than Srisha, but is shorter than Anglo, then who are at the same position short-wise and height-wise? Okay, Shravan is taller than Srisha, but shorter than Anglo, meaning it will be Srisha, Shravan and Anglo, this is for what? Height wise. He's talking about taller, shorter, etc., right? So this is height wise. It's a if condition for height. Shravan is taller than Srisha. Shravan is taller than Srisha, but shorter than Anglo. If this is the case, then who are at the same position short wise and height wise? Height wise and short wise, who are at the same position? Who will be in the same position short wise and height wise? Will it be Anglo or Srisha or Palak or combinations of this or none of this or cannot be determined? So I think what we need to do is now height wise fix SCA as the order. Height wise it should be SCA. SCA height wise. So go back. I think I should be again using a different color not to confuse with the fixed data. So this is SCA height wise. SCA. Height wise SCA. So if it is height wise SCA, it will be SCA like this. And in this case, since he has said, see, we already know SCA is fixed. And if you look at it, this will get ruled out. This will get ruled out because here S should be less than C, right? Here S is more than C. So this gets ruled out. S, C, and then A has to come. So S is already there, followed by C, followed by A. So it should be S, SPCA. You're getting it? So SPC is satisfied, SPC and SCA. Remember again, when you are doing this, what did it say? All it says is Shravan is taller than Srisha, but shorter than Anglo. But in middle of Shravan and Anglo, there can be a person. In between Srisha and Shravan also, there can be persons. So don't assume that this is the exact sequence. I mean, sequence of SCA would be this, but more people can come in between them without violating the sequence. So you see, SCA still holds true. SCA holds true. SPC also holds true, right? So if I do that, then what happens? He says, then who are at the same position short-wise and height-wise? Now, who are at the same position short-wise and height-wise? Can we talk about that? What do we know about short-wise? See, this information is known to us. Other than that, what we know is PSR. The sequence will be PS less than R. PS. We can't determine this, right? We have no other clue about short length. I mean, of course, we know that P and S both are less than R. P and S both are less than R. But is it PSR or PSR? Based on that, everything will change, right? Suppose if I put PSR here in this fashion. P and S are less than R short-wise. So PSR, then both P is both in the same position height-wise and short-wise. S is also in the same position height-wise and short-wise. Similarly, here if I say PSR, then S is with P, P is with S, nobody is common. Or if I interchange these two, I can interchange these two, right? If I put SPR, here also we'll have S common in the same position, P in the same position. But that is not known to us. It's not confirmed. So I cannot do this. There is some more information required with respect to the short length for us to be able to answer this question, right? From the given data, we have been able to fix only the heights in both the cases. We have got the height as PSCAR or SPCAR. But short-wise, we cannot do anything, right? Short-wise, we have information P and S should be less than R, but should I take PSR or PSR? Similarly, here should it be SPR, PSR? Multiple possibilities are there. So I can't really conclude who are in the same position height-wise and short-wise. R and A are definitely not in the same position. R and A are not in the same position. Here R and C are not in the same position. But others can be in the same position. So in my view, data is inadequate, right? Cannot be determined. This cannot be determined. You know, Srisha and Palak can be in the same position height-wise, short-wise. Palak and Srisha can be. Possibility is there, but he's asking us to find out definite, right? Who are at the same position short-wise, height-wise? Definitely I cannot say. Possibility is there that both Srisha and Palak are in the same position, but it's not definite, right? This is possible. Possible that Palak is in the same position height-wise, short-wise. Possible that Srisha is also in the same position height-wise, short-wise. Maybe possible that Anglo is also in the same position. Okay, in this case it is not, but in this case Anglo may be in the same position. Yeah. So cannot be determined is my answer to this question. And quickly the last one, if Shravan is in the, so now again before I'm going to the next question, I should clear everything that is in red, because that is pertaining to the previous one, right? So forget about that. You're able to follow. I think the advantage you will have in a exam is, since everything is noted in the paper, you can look at the question and the data parallelly. Okay, so let me go back to the last question where we have some more information available about the missing points here. If Shravan is a middle position short-wise, Shravan is a middle position short-wise and height-wise, Shravan is a middle position short-wise and height-wise, then which of the following pair is the combination of tallest and shortest position? Let's see, Shravan is a middle, short-wise and height-wise. So Shravan is a middle and short-wise and height-wise. So Shravan comes here, Shravan comes here. Here also Shravan is the middle. Now this is ruled out. Case number 2 is ruled out because Shravan cannot be in the middle, short-wise and height-wise both. Because Shravan is already tallest according to case number 2. You're able to follow? There is a clash. So I can eliminate case number 2. Case number 2 does not hold true for last question. Because according to the last question, Shravan should be in the middle. So case 2 is ruled out. Case 1 is possible. Shravan is the middle, both short-wise and height-wise. Then what happens? Then which of the following pair is the combination of tallest and shortest position? Tallest and shortest, which is the combination of tallest and shortest. Then tallest position is Rustam, shortest position is Palak. Because case 2 is ruled out. In case 1, we already have Rustam and Palak in the tallest and shortest position. Yes? Palak and Rustam. Tallest position and shortest position. C and D. C and D. Option C has to be the answer. You're getting it? If you put Shravan in the middle position, one case gets eliminated. In the other case, Palak is shortest, Rustam is tallest. So Palak and Rustam make the combination of tallest and shortest position, C and D. Now this was simple. This was a lot simpler than the second one. So at times, you may have to spend a little longer to solve even questions from ranking and ordering, just because the given data is incomplete, right? There's something missing, but that missing component is made available in the question. Okay, so don't panic. I think fix what is definite from the given data and then try to map that with additional information given in the question to get to the answer. I think that's about it. There are other very useful techniques when it comes to ranking and ordering, like how to find out tallest person, how to find out shortest person, or heaviest, lightest, longest, shortest, biggest, smallest, etc. Right? Generally, when we have a group of persons, we have to arrange them in terms of heights. If he says who is second tallest, it may take time to find out. But when he says who is tallest or who is shortest, there is a shortcut technique that we had discussed in our videos, which is available on YouTube. So I would suggest all of you go through that video to understand how to find out the extreme positions, shortest or tallest, heaviest or lightest, extreme positions without actually doing the arrangement. It is possible. Believe me, it is possible if you follow that video. So it's available on YouTube under the ranking and ordering playlist. Please go through that and understand the smart way. Yeah. Of course, method is not applicable always. It is applicable only when you want extreme positions. If it is second tallest or third shortest, these kind of questions, then you'll have to do the complete